We were talking about the one and done, and how do we modify this eventually? And I know that's a bigger picture, and it's a lot of discourse with that. But how many kids do you think freshmen in college could have gone straight to the NBA and contributed this year?
Oh, and contributed. That's a great distinction.
Yeah.
Maybe one. Maybe, like if you put Simmons in the NBA this year, I think he would be able to do some things. If you put Brandon Ingram on an NBA team right now, I don't know that he would get minutes.
How many lottery picks do you think you'd have of kids who were in college their freshman year?
Lottery picks, off the top of my head, I would say potentially 3. If they'd come straight out of high school, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, now, last year's draft was pretty doggone good. So, you're talking about, Towns and Okafor and all those guys. Mm-hmm. But, I would say Simmons, Ingram, and then, Henry Ellenson at Marquette. I don't know if people are really familiar with him, but he's a terrific, he's a lot like Kevin McHale. And he would have a chance. But, I just want to always remind people of 2 things with regards to this question, Dan. First of all, the so-called one-and-done rule, that's an NBA rule. That's not an NCAA rule. So that's first of all. The college folks would love there to be a much higher draft minimum because that means the kids would be in college longer and they can make more money off them. And the other thing people need to remember is, the one-and-done's ruining college basketball. Before one-and-done, there was none-and-done. There was no minimum, right? So is college basketball better with Brandon Ingram at Duke or Brandon Ingram on the Timberwolves? It's not even close. So when people talk about the one-and-done ruining college basketball, one-and-done has been a huge boon to college basketball.
But if I said two-and-done or straight out of high school, I got the best of both worlds, Seth.
That is definitely what a lot of people want. And I would have no problem with that. But personally, Dan, it doesn't bother me. I mean, we're talking about, maybe a half dozen kids a year against the hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands who play college sports. And I got enough problems raising my own kids. If somebody wants to leave school after 1 year, or if an NBA team wants to draft like a high school sophomore, what do I care? Let them do it. I don't understand what's the problem. Everyone's so worried about this. It doesn't bother me. I love opportunity.